Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing well, that they're rested and enjoying the sunshine at this moment while calming down our nervous system. And this is the third video I'm posting in regards to the post-traumatic growth theory I've been studying. And the second concept mentioned in this theory is the aspect of regulation. And as you can surely imagine, after a traumatic event, after a crisis of living through difficult times, putting some certainties and state of beings at stake, there's a lot that swirls up. And it's very important to address it as they come up. And the first thing to address are thoughts, especially intrusive ones. And they tend to just come back over and over and over again, threatening a sense of self, our security, a sense of appreciation, and our simple presence. And so after a trauma, our sympathetic nervous system is heightened, right? We're on alert mode. So our endocrine system is flushing out our body with hormones that puts us in full presence and emergency, which is great when the crisis is happening. But the ripple of this can last for a very long time. Some authors suggest years and decades for some, in some cases. And so it's very important to take charge of our nervous system back again, calming it down, slowing it down, right? And so when that's coming up, when our nervous system is heightened, our negative mind or negative thinking is heightened because the negative thought, negative mind comes in first to be able to assess if we're safe or not. So being able to claim that serenity back and calm down our nervous system is an essential part in regulating ourselves. Second part is related to emotions and reactions. And so you can easily imagine again that during a crisis, after crises, like our emotions are out of the roof, our reactions are out of the roof because we are put on the edge, right? So if there's latent fears or we have certain things in our conscious and subconscious mind from the past, it might all come up, right? Triggers might just get triggered very easily. We might get annoyed very easily. We might get saddened and aggravated by outside stimuli very easily. And so it's very essential at this time, as we're in recovery, to take charge and practice certain techniques that allow us to calm ourselves down and control and direct our minds. And that goes with experiential therapies, right? Where we encounter the trigger, process it, and transmute it, only to be, promoted by people that are ready to dive in and confront the shock and confront the trigger. It can be as simple as a massage, or as a sound meditation, or going into biofeedback, where through this practice, we increase the acceptance and regulation of our body. All sorts of physical exercises, some kind of like practice that allows us to get out of our mind and move forward. Yoga, especially trauma-informed, led by trauma-informed teachers, are very important and very effective. There's many studies that suggest that the benefits of yoga and mindfulness meditation are actually just so much better at addressing trauma because it gets into the body, connects the mind and the body, and creates a state of safety within our bodies. And so any kind of spiritual practice, because we're able to realize that we are part of something bigger than ourselves, right? And in adopting techniques and regulating our thoughts, it's very useful to create a system around it, some kind of routine, some kind of safety schedule almost, where if I feel this, I'm going to do this, or if I get stimulated by that, I'm going to do this. So just creating some kind of mechanism that works for you, for our own process of our own trauma. As you know, trauma is experienced very differently. It happens on an individual level, right? So it's important to understand what works for us and not blindly follow what supposedly happens and works for others. And so the third part is in relation, I mentioned it earlier, but the brooding. That means just the cycling of negative thinking over and over and over again, just staying in that loop. As you know, we paint our reality with our thoughts. So by staying that, we paint a reality that is not conducive for our health, for our serenity, and for our inner peace, right? It doesn't allow us to be able to expand and transmute that energy that we call trauma stored in the body. And so we can use that mental ability to be able to go into a reflective mode. That means, okay, this is happening. I'm triggered. I'm saddened. I remember. Great. Let me observe it. Let's not get caught up by it. So it's almost taking charge of our mind, taking charge of our frenetic thinking. And in that process, it might allow us to think that, oh, actually, maybe some of my practices are not conducive. Some of my relations are not conducive. Maybe some of my thoughts and anchors are not conducive. So this suggests simply to stay open and not condemning ourselves when intrusive thoughts come, when triggers come up, when strong reactions come up. It's just cutting ourselves slack, observing what happens without judging, criticizing, labeling, and taking it from there. Okay? So it can be a long road, but all we can do is take it step by step. All right. Much courage. Peace.